Mr. Abiscato.
Here.
Ms. Alberti.
Here.
Ms. Alciuri.
Present.
Mr. Damasio.
Here.
Mr. Grillo.
Here.
Ms. Jarvis.
Here.
Mr. Schweck.
Here.
Mr. Vuno.
Here.
Mr. Musto.
Here. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by the following means. Annual notice was sent to the Herald and News, the Record, South Bergenite, the Observer, Township Clerk, and posted in the lobby of the Town Hall and Board Office, setting forthcoming schedule of work meetings and public meetings of the board. All right, I have need a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Abiscato.
Here.
4.
Four.
Ms. Alberti. Ms. Alciuri.
4.
Mr. Damasio.
Four.
Mr. Grillo.
Four.
Ms. Jarvis.
4.
Mr. Schweck. Mr. Vuno.
Four.
Mr. Musto.
Four. That was for meeting number 10. We need a motion for meeting number 11.
So moved.
Roll call.
Mr. Abiscato.
Four.
Ms. Alberti. Ms. Alciuri.
4.
Mr. Damasio.
Four.
Mr. Grillo.
Four.
Ms. Jarvis.
4.
Mr. Schweck.
Four.
Mr. Vuno.
Four.
Mr. Musto.
Four. Public hearing on agenda item.
I didn't put this.
Does anybody have any agenda issues that they would like to bring up? Questions? No? Okay. Hearing none. We go to finance committee.
This is, the motion. We went through 40, and then 41 through 43. So if any board member takes exception to any of the following listed actions under the category of finance committee, they certainly indicate now a separate motion for each of the accepted actions will be obtained. I make motion that we accept items 1 through 40.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Abiscato.
Four.
Ms. Alberti.
4.
Ms. Alciuri.
4.
Mr. Damasio.
Four.
Mr. Grillo.
Four.
Ms. Jarvis.
4.
Mr. Schweck.
Four.
Mr. Vuno.
Four.
Mr. Musto.
Four.
Okay, now I make motion that we accept items 41 through 43.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Abiscato.
Four.
Ms. Alberti.
4.
Ms. Alciuri.
4.
Mr. Damasio.
Four.
Mr. Grillo.
Four.
Ms. Jarvis. Mr. Schweck.
4.
Mr. Vuno.
Abstain.
Mr. Musto.
Four. Education and Curriculum Committee. Absolutely.
Any board member who takes exception to any of the following listed actions under the category of education and curriculum committee may so indicate now, and a separate motion for each of the accepted actions will be entertained. Hearing none, I make a motion that numbers 1 to 6 be approved.
Second.
I just have one question. We really are going to approve a Frisbee club? Frisbee?
Want to hear more about it?
Here you go.
If you're approving it, then I guess we're good.
I will let you know that the Frisbee Club has been together at lunchtime, after school, before school. They watch videos on the game of ultimate
Really?
Frisbee. It's become very competitive.
Okay.
We have numerous students, at least 20, not only giving up their lunch, but coming after school in between practices to do it. It's led by 2 fantastic faculty members, and it's really energizing.
All right.
So,
Very good.
great stuff, great stuff. It's ultimate Frisbee, that's what we call it, right?
Yeah,
Ultimate
I get an
Frisbee. We'll sign you up.
All right, roll call.
Mr. Abiscato. 4. Ms. Alberti. Ms. Alciuri. Mr. Damasio.
4.
Mr. Grillo.
4.
Ms. Jarvis.
4.
Mr. Schweck. 4. Mr. Vuno.
4.
Mr. Musto.
Four. Rules and Regulations Committee, Mr. Abiscato.
Any board member who takes exception to any of the following listed actions under the category of Rules and Regulations Committee may so indicate now, and a separate motion for each of the accepted actions will be entertained. Hearing none, I make a motion to approve item 1.
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Abiscato.
4.
Ms. Alberti. Ms. Alciuri. 4. Mr. Damasio.
4.
Mr. Grillo.
4.
Ms. Jarvis.
Four.
Mr. Schweck?
Four.
Mr. Bruno?
Four.
Mr. Musto?
Four. Student activities and recognition committee. Ms. Jarvis.
Any board member who takes exception to any of the following listed actions under the category of student activities and recognition committee may so indicate now, and a separate motion for each of the accepted actions will be entertained. Hearing none, I move for items 1 through 7 be accepted.
Second.
Roll call. Mr. Abiscato?
Four.
Ms. Alberti? Ms. Alciuri? Mr. Damasio? Mr. Grillo?
Four.
Ms. Jarvis?
Four.
Mr. Schweck?
Four.
Mr. Bruno?
Four.
Mr. Musto?
New business.
There's one addition to new business, number 6, which I'd like to hand out separately because we have to take a separate vote on that, okay? So 1 through 5, please vote on, and then we'll do number 6.
Sure. Any board member who takes exception to any of the following listed actions under the category of new business committee may so indicate now, and a separate motion for each of the accepted actions will be entertained. Hearing none, I move that 1 through 5 be adopted. Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Abiscato?
Four.
Ms. Alberti? Ms. Alciuri? Mr. Damasio? Mr. Grillo?
4.
Ms. Jarvis?
Four.
Mr. Schweck?
Four.
Mr. Bruno?
Four.
Mr. Musto? The number 6 that I'll pass out to the board members and then give a copy to the public is a memorandum of agreement ratified this morning with the LEA for a 2.85% increase, a copy on their contract. A copy is on file in the board office. This will be number 6.
Maybe you mentioned that to one of the contracts.
It's a 1-year agreement for the school year 15-16. Okay, if anybody has any questions on the details, they can call my office and I'd be happy to entertain them. Unless Mr. Schweck wants to say anything else. Okay. Now, when we vote, okay, Mr. Grillo, Mr. Damasio, Ms. Jarvis, and Mr. Schweck can vote for. The rest abstain, please, okay?
And Christine?
No.
No, please follow my lead.
Okay.
The 4 members can vote, and of the members that are not in conflict, that's a unanimous decision. So 4-0 is carrying the motion.
You sure about that?
I'm positive.
Okay. Oh, I make a motion that number 6
I
be
checked
adopted.
it with legal counsel twice prior to coming back.
I'll second that. I made the motion.
Lonnie seconded. Roll call.
Mr. Abiscato?
David, we got this story straight, David? Would you like somebody seconded who has to abstain?
No, he doesn't.
Tommy,
You have to
Tommy?
abstain.
Tommy
Tommy
is
is
second.
voted.
And you can second, even if you do vote no.
I'm totally good. Mr. Abiscato?
Abstain.
Ms. Alberti? Ms. Alciuri? Mr. Damasio?
4.
Mr. Grillo?
4.
Ms. Jarvis?
4.
Mr. Schweck? Mr. Bruno?
Abstain.
Mr. Musto? Motion carries.
So we received numerous copies of some investigations. We did have 2 more presented to us that will need your review, that we'd love to have the reviewed and approvals on now instead of waiting until our next scheduled meeting. So if we went to executive session and we can do that then, that would be fantastic. Thank you. Oh, we do have okay, we do have some teachers who have, so we can go ahead and do that. Great. We were recognizing two of our faculty members. Both of them have been selected American Legion Post 139 Educators of the Year. So first, we're going to ask Ms. Barbara Abrascato to please come up. And Ms. Lynn Falco, same way.
Dear fellow board members, my employer has relocated to Burbank, California, and while I will maintain my role here in Lyndhurst, I will spend a significant amount of time on the West Coast through the end of my term in December of 2015. And although I will be able to make one meeting a month in September, October, November, and December, I will not be able to participate in any additional meetings. And this is a critical period for the school district, and I understand that my physical presence will be necessary in between those meetings. I remain committed to the board, however, in order to maintain the integrity of the board, I will resign my position to coincide with the appointment of the replacement of my post. I understand that the date and the procedures to be determined by our attorney. There are only 5 months remaining on the last year of my third term, and I look back on the past 10 years of service to the community with satisfaction that I have given my all for our students, the staff, and the taxpayers. I have always answered Ronnie's phone when he interrupted my speeches. We have always known that our aging facilities have been our Achilles heel. And when I began on the board in this district, it looked identical as it had when both myself and my mother attended school here. Today we have a, what's that? Today we have a high school campus that has transformed our community, a school facility that was transformed from a bus repair shop to a useful complex, and an elementary campus that has risen from nothing. In the past few months, we've been planning for what will be the most needed part of the plan, the retirement of our oldest facility and the building of the new campus. I wish best of luck to the school district and pray that the personal sacrifices that I made have made some kind of difference to the school district. Thank you.
Are you leaving or you're not?
So, I'm leaving. So as soon as we, the attorney says when we can appoint a new person, how we're going to appoint it.
Okay. Tom, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your help, and support to me personally, to the board, and for being pretty much a mentor. So, I appreciate it. And we'll be in touch, right?
Absolutely.
I think we're pretty committed.
I hope so.
Need a motion to go into executive session for personnel,
Second.
potential litigation, and HIVA.
I don't know.
I need a motion to go back into executive.
I make the motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Abrascato.
Four.
Ms. Alberto. Ms. Alciuri. Mr. Massio. I'm just making you know that call. Mr. Grillo.
4.
Ms. Jarvis. 4. Mr. Schweck. 4. Mr. Bruno.
4.
Mr. Musto. 4.
I need a motion to accept accept Mr. Nash's resignation?
Shut up. No, you cannot.
Need a motion?
Motion made.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Abiscato.
4 with regrets.
Ms. Alberti. Ms. Alciuri.
4 with love and regrets.
Mr. Grillo.
4, no regrets.
Ms. Jarvis. Mr. Schweck. 4. Mr. Bruno.
4 with respect and regrets.
Mr. Musto.
4.
Good night, everybody. Folks, I have to accuse myself, but I do have to go to work. Good night. Everybody has to work.
It doesn't look like that. I have it right here. Any board member who takes exception to any of the following listed actions under the category of personnel may so indicate now in a separate motion for each of the separate actions will be indicated. These are for items 1 through 59 and 61 through 73.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Alberti. Ms. Alciuri. Mr. Damasio. I'm sorry. It's been a long day, folks, I apologize. Mr. Grillo.
4.
Ms. Jarvis. Mr. Schweck. Mr. Bruno.
4.
Mr. Musto.
4, congratulations to everyone.
And then number 60.
All right, go ahead.
Second, number 16.
I need a,
Who's making the motion?
I need a motion.
Ron Schweck will make the motion.
All right, I'll make a motion. Ronnie, second.
This is for item number 60. Ms. Alberti. Ms. Alciuri. Mr. Grillo.
4.
Ms. Jarvis. Mr. Schweck.
4.
Mr. Bruno.
4.
Mr. Musto.
I would just like to ask if any of our new hires are present to please stand so that you can be recognized and acknowledged.
Any motion to adjourn?
I just want to make one more piece of information known, because I know some of you out there may have put in for transfers to buildings, and there are some personnel plans in place, and all of them have been reviewed. They don't need a board motion to be approved, but in fact, they are going through, so if you're going somewhere new next year, all the best are slated for the year ahead.
Yes.